Hey guys, Primal Chaos here, welcome to the channel. I just wanted to go over a little function of the Helix and the Helix LT that I think a lot of people aren't aware of when they first get it, and it can cause a lot of frustrations. I've seen a lot of people on the forums talking about this, and to be honest, I didn't get it at first too. The reason I was looking it up in the forums was I was having the same issue. And it's something really simple. Now, we all know the Helix uses what we call snapshots. So a patch is considered to be, in this case, in the case of like the Helix, a patch is what I would consider to be a guitar signal chain, from where you plug it in all the way to the sound you hear at the output. Effects, patching, all that's routing and stuff like that is all encompassed in one patch. Now, a snapshot allows you to take any configuration of that patch, where it's maybe a distortion pedal turned on or off, a delay pedal's parameters changed, you know, different amplifier switches in and out on the signal chain, whatever the case may be. That's the beautiful versatility of the Helix. Now, where people sort of struggle is they'll decide, okay, I've made my signal chain the way I want it, and I want to be able to snapshot between, say, a high gain distortion sound and a nice clean sound, but I just want to use the same amplifier, and I just want to change the drive setting, or, you know, I just want to tweak, you know, the distortion pedal's gain or something like that. What I discovered was that when I changed snapshots, things like turning on or off a distortion pedal as a whole, it saves between snapshots, right? Now it's back on, and it would be back off if I'd have saved in between, right? So now, say for example, I just want to change the snapshot to where the distortion pedal turns on, and also my amp gain setting changes as well. If I do that, let's go to snapshot 2, amp turns on, and I just want my drive to drop from 5.8 down to 3, right? A little bit less gain, a little bit more distortion. The issue is, if I jump back to snapshot 1, the actual drive setting has remained where it was in snapshot 2. It's basically changed globally across all of my different snapshots. Now, this is one of those things where it's not immediately obvious what you need to do. So in snapshot 1, let's just say I want the distortion off, and we'll save that. Okay. And now in snapshot 2, that turns on again. But I want my amp drive setting different between those two snapshots. Here's what you need to do. The Helix allows you to have a set amount of parameters alter between snapshots. I think it's up to 70 parameters, which is wildly over the top. However, there might be more options than there are 70 parameters in your particular patch. So this is the way that you determine which ones you want to be global across the entire patch and which ones you want to be adjustable via snapshot, because you need to choose them so that the Helix knows which ones you don't want to be just universal, right? The way you do that in the Helix edit is to click on, say, your drive parameter, right click, and then go down the bottom to snapshots, and you'll see a little camera icon appear next to the setting, right? In fact, let me just pump this up here. There we go. So a little camera appears right here, and over here you'll see this particular parameter is now in brackets and it's in white. That means whatever you change it to in a snapshot and then save it. So in snapshot 1, it's on 3.5. Snapshot 2, I can change that to 6.5, 6.6, and then save it. And now when I switch back to snapshot 1, it drops back down to 3.0, right? The way you do this on the Helix is what was confusing a lot of people. I didn't even realize you could do it in this program until I clicked around and figured out how. But let's just take that off, right? So now it's back to just red with no brackets, no snapshot next to drive. Let's say I want to do it on the actual unit itself. The knob just below the drive parameter here in your editing screen, you need to click that down and immediately turn it in a direction, and you'll notice the change happen. See that? See how now it's got the brackets? That means it's ready to be snapshot enabled. And from that point onwards, whatever parameters you save per snapshot are going to stay in that snapshot and then alter every time you switch between snapshots from that point onwards. And again, I can go back in here and turn that option off, none. You know, in the same way you can assign the drive to an expression pedal or, you know, Variax volume. There's limitless options about how you can route things. And it's worth checking out this right-click menu here as well. But snapshots, boom, there it is. You can also have MIDI controller data. So if you've got a MIDI pedal board, you can make it switch on and off or change parameters based on controller CC data as well. But that's just a little quick update that I thought I'd show you guys, because it's one of those things, pressing the knob and turning it a little bit isn't the most intuitive little choice. But it needs to be there because, you know, pressing the button does something different, turning the knob does something different. Pressing and turning is what turns on and off this snapshot compatibility for that one parameter. Okay, let's just say, just to drive it home, say for example, I want the bass setting to change as well. That's right next to it. I hold down the button and quickly turn it in a direction. There you go. There's my options highlighted. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's a real simple, quick tip that I didn't see illustrated enough on the internet. And, you know, us guitar players, we're typically not manual readers as much as we should be. And so usually you'll jump to a whole bunch of forums or YouTube channels looking for answers to really simple problems like this. And understanding how snapshots work and how to assign them and stuff like that is vitally important for the Helix. It's an easy system to pick up and use, but it's so complex behind the scenes that sometimes little options and settings like this can be a little bit tricky to sort of navigate, because you don't know that they're there. You don't know that that's an option until someone shows you. So there it is. I hope that was helpful. I'm Primal Chaos. Hit like and subscribe. I also do music reactions as well, so check out those videos. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.